Hello and welcome. I'm so excited today to have another author reveal for America's Leading Ladies. I have the pleasure and honor to introduce Dr. Flore today, and we're going to talk about how she became involved in the project and what she's about in the world. So welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
We were just talking a little bit off air about where you came from and where you got your philosophy from. But before we dive into that, tell me, how did you get involved with this project?
Out of the blue, I received a phone call from what I call a beautiful soul at Samson, who I have not met physically yet, 2 years ago. I think she saw me on national television making statements regarding immigrants. And I think she was moved by it and also by my accent. And when she called me, she said, I love your profile. I love your message. I like the way you motivate. And I'm working on a project with several women, and I would like you to be part of it. At first, I thought it was a scam. And I told her that I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in really promoting, certain things. And she said, no, I'm serious. And here we go, 2 years later, and a true inspiration and a project of love.
Yeah, I have to agree. I was moved by your chapter. You know, I told you off air that I had already read it. Yours actually was the first chapter that I read. I was really drawn to your story, mostly to your smile. So, and tell us a little bit about, what is your mission and what are you up to in the world?
My mission is for people to know first how fortunate I am to be in the US. I am from a country that often is referred to as third world country, as one of the poorest country. Yet I am working wealth because of the values that my parents instill in me and that I'm able to transfer to the world. And moreover, now being among those 49 distinguished women as we are, make it also more rewarded as life can be defined by our actions and by the message that we share. And that's who I am. Then Haitian American, proud to be among women from all over. I think you interviewed one of our sisters. She's from Canada. Then I thought first it was all about, immigrants, American or Americans, but it's about women. It's about the world itself, because the world is a better world because we are in it, we, the women.
I love the way you said that, our sisters, and also your gratitude. You're very fortunate to be in this country. Immigration is a huge issue these days, and there are many sides to that. But if we just look at the core and the beauty and the wealth that we have with us all, at some point having had a relative, whether it was ourselves or a previous parent who immigrated to this country or to this continent, right? In the case of our Canadian sisters, then yeah, we definitely bring this wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for one, I love Haitian culture and Haitian history. One of the things that I use this as an example of the strength of people who have a strong core. and who really live in their purpose. And so I think that matches also your mission, right? It's because every time I homeschool my kids, so one of my favorite topics is history, and I always start with what happened in Haiti. And for me, I know, like we say, politically and economically, it's considered third world. But when you look at the wealth of culture and like the quality of people there, I would say it's definitely, first world.
Yes, thank you. And see how beautiful it is that Haiti celebrates its independence every year on January 1st. And you and I, we have not met physically. However, through technology, we are celebrating the independence of America. It's July 3rd. And my chapter is also the Statute of Liberty. And it is so powerful how we have no control of time and the mission that we have to accomplish on Earth on specific time. First Black independent country, but part of a very powerful project. And the time we're celebrating the independence of America, what else we can ask for? And honor to the Statute of Liberty during that time that we're doing it, that can empower women from all over. And we visit the definition of independence and the value of freedom and liberty for all.
So beautifully and so well said. That's exactly what we should be looking at, liberty for all, and we are brothers and sisters now in this new nation. It is really new, of the United States. So tell us, give us some wisdom, like how can we contribute to amplifying that message?
I'm grateful once again to Pat for not judging and keeping the philosophy and Creole in the book, where people one day will be only repeating Gade, which stands for look, Tèt, which is a head, and you, which is, if I'm pointing at you, it's you. Then Gade Tèt Ou, it's what made me who I am today. Since 2017, I've been inspired to really focus my action and applied behavior through inner self, through introspection. And trust me, when I went over the book, many of us are saying the same thing, but a different way. But in my case, all of us will be saying it one day in Creole. And maybe when we meet at March in Miami, and I'm so excited and hopeful that we can have an International Women's Celebration in March. Then I want people to remember us as women who are self-made with time. Then we acquired values regardless of where we're from. However, when we stand alone, or we have to always remember who help us stand, who have inspired us, whether it's our parents, mother, and things like that. But who we gonna stand by? We are stand by each other now, just for us to spread motivation, our challenges without fears, and also our success stories. Then Gade Tèt Ou is an ongoing behavior until we take our last breath. We have to always self-question ourselves. We have to always search for knowledge. Once we find knowledge, demonstrate with our behavior that we understand it. We have to also give it. Then Gade Tèt Ou is a process of knowing self, understand self, find self, because if you don't find yourself, you cannot give good or bad to no one. And lastly, that's what make us ourselves. That's what make us human beings. We tend to walk away with everything going on in the world with human capital, with human value. We are human. We have feelings, we have emotions, and we care. That's what the philosophy is about.
Yeah. Gade Tèt Ou. Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna all say that. And,
yes.
And that's the thing I love about, you know, languages. It's like you took so many so many English words to explain this, but like people, you're right. There's gonna come a time when people will say Gade Tèt Ou, and they'll know it means everything that you just said. They'll like.
You're right. And correct translation, it's simply look at yourself. But hey, you know, if someone is mad at you, they're gonna say, oh, go check yourself out, or go look at yourself. But if you're wise, when you're gonna tell someone to check themselves out, you are advising them on being mindful, on being aware, on slowing down, on being cautious, on thinking before speaking. It's an applied behavior. Then while we're saying Gade Tèt Ou, while we are repeating look at ourselves, we don't have a mirror, because the world is the mirror that is perceiving our words and actions. And no matter what, people will always put a hat on us. But let's choose a hat ourselves, because we on a day we wear several hats.
Yes, absolutely. We start the day one way, we end it hopefully in a better way, because we'll gain from the interactions with ourselves and with others. So I appreciate that, that sharing with us. I want you to just, the last thing is, what was your quote? Was that also your quote in your chapter? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
may the world repeat after me. Gade Tèt Ou. Look at yourself and all you do and how you do.
Beautifully explained. So thank you so much. And yes, March 2020, we will all be in Miami. Well, as many of us as possible will be in Miami. Thank you to our listeners and viewers for listening to our conversation today. And I invite you to get your own copy of America's Leading Ladies book. We have the e-version on Amazon. You can go to bit.ly/America's Leading Ladies, and it's a capital A, capital L, and capital L. Or you can contact Dr. Flore directly and get a print copy of the book. And you can also meet us in Miami in March to get a signed copy of the book. So thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate your time today.
Thank you all.